The escalating conflict in the Middle East is pushing both sides further away from a ceasefire in Gaza and the achievement of the two-state solution, experts say. UN initiatives and global efforts, including those from Kazakhstan, to resolve the conflict have been overshadowed as the world anxiously watches the unfolding events. The death of the Hezbollah leader has been a major trigger for the escalation, analyst says. Dorian Isagulov spoke with experts to understand how the death of Nasrallah and the reaction of the parties are driving the region further away from peace and ceasefire in Gaza.
The death of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah after the missile strikes of Israeli forces has sent shockwaves around the world, raising fears of retaliation. With the war in Gaza already at a boiling point, there's a concern that the conflict could escalate if Iran, Israel's key rival in the Middle East, gets more directly involved. Tehran views Nasrallah's death as a major blow to its influence in Lebanon and the broader region. While Hezbollah is still in shock from the loss, the group is far from defeated, said Yersultan Jansiitov, an expert from the Kazakhstan's Institute of World Economics and Politics.
There will be issues in Hezbollah for a short and medium period of time because although Hezbollah was also decentralized in some level like Hamas, but Hassan Nasrallah was an important person. He was the decision maker. And we see that when he was assassinated, when he was killed, Hezbollah was in a little bit hesitation about its retaliation against Israel. But at the same time, it's just a matter of time. There will be another leader.
Hezbollah's military strength is unlikely to be weakened by Hassan Nasrallah's death. Therefore, a scenario where Hezbollah abandons armed conflict and seeks a ceasefire on Israel's terms seems highly unlikely.
The question of Hezbollah's capability there is a key one, because Hezbollah is the most powerful non-state actor in the world. 150,000 plus missiles and rockets, including some that are precision guided and ballistic long range. So this is a significant military actor.
How events will unfold largely depends on the actions of key players in the region. Military expert Paul Moorcraft from London's Centre for Policy Analysis added that after Nasrallah's death, the conflict could escalate in the coming weeks if Hezbollah deploys Iran's ultra-precise weapons.
This could be the trigger for a major conflict in the Middle East. What does that mean? That could be third intifada on the West Bank. It could be more fighting. The Saudis get sucked into what was called their Vietnam against the Houthis, possibly Syrians going into Golan. This could be a major war.
Experts noted that while the US may welcome the death of the leader of a group it deems terrorists, Washington and its allies are striving to prevent a larger war in the Middle East. Just hours before Iran's massive missile strike on Israel on October 1st, the British Foreign Minister reported ongoing talks with Iran.
We are speaking to Iranian colleagues and counterparts. I spoke to the Iranian Foreign Minister at the UN last week, and we are urging restraint. None of us want to see a regional war. The price would be huge for the Middle East, and it would have a significant effect on the global economy.
Despite the mutual accusations between Israel and Iran over the escalation, Kazakh analyst Jansiitov underlined that the fate of the region now lies in Israel's hands. Even though the Middle East is closer than ever to a full-scale war, he added, Iran's attack was mostly demonstrative, as it targeted military infrastructure in Tel Aviv.
So by this action, Iran is mostly showing its capabilities as if it's a sign that it could be worse for Israel. And Iranian government, the Ayatollahs, they are leaving the space of maneuver for Israel to retaliate in the same way without big devastation on the Iranian side, which could lead to a bigger war. So it depends on Israel right now, what will be the future of the region.
Nevertheless, Washington officially condemned Iran's missile strike, while Tel Aviv stated it has no intention of halting its military campaign. In this fog of war, The idea meant to resolve one of the longest-standing conflicts in the modern history, the Israel-Palestine conflict, continues to fade into the background. This refers to the two-state solution and the initiative for ceasefire in Gaza. The view is also shared by Iranian dissident and Middle East expert Ramin Parham, with whom we managed to speak.
The ceasefire in Gaza, as you just said, has simply been forgotten. I mean, the fate of the hostages, no one even talks about it anymore, not even the Israelis. Israel used to stage limited wars, and Israel used to win those limited wars in the past. But now we are facing a completely different solution, different situation. Israel has been at war for 12 months now. In a few days, it will be the anniversary of that disastrous day of October 7th. And it has been going on, and there is no outlook for peace.
According to Ramin Parham, the two-state solution is the only option that could extinguish the flames in the Middle East. To achieve lasting stability, countries in the region, including Iran and its entire political ideology, will need significant structural changes or reforms, Parham said.
And in my opinion, those changes won't come from bombing the country. Those changes won't come from outside. Those changes will come from an organic growth from within. There is also need to some extent, need for changes in Israel. That is, they have to change their mind. They have to change their mindset. They have to accept that there is only one solution to this conflict, and that is a two-state solution.
No Arab country, starting with Saudi Arabia, will fully normalize relations with Israel without such solution, the expert concluded. However, whether this will be achieved through force or diplomacy remains unknown. Meanwhile, the world holds its breath, awaiting the next phase of the Middle East conflict. Daurian Isagulov, Nurali Kudaibergenov, New Time.